He just won 10 grand for building an AI voice app that protects pets. But that's not why I brought him on. Michael Reimer, the founder of CRM Pros and one of the sharpest minds in AI automation with HighLevel, is here to make sense of what HighLevel is actually becoming. Because let's be real, with all these new AI drops, it's not just a CRM anymore. It's turning into an AI operating system. So let's get into it. So, Mike, thanks so much for coming onto the show. It's been such a great Level Up Summit, and it's been great to be having you around to explain some of the things that are going on, particularly with the AI. Now, this summit, I mean, they dropped so many new AI features. It's really spinning my head, and I'm sure many of the other people out in the community feeling the same way. So, how do you think we should even start approaching all this new AI drop?
Wow, Nick, I don't even know where to start, really. I was amazed, and I've been working on a lot of these products for 4 to 5 months prior to this release, and I was even blown away with some of these releases.
Well, I mean, there's the enhancements to the AI voice, enhancements to the AI chat, the agent builder, the agent studio. I mean, we're just throwing all these words out there. Clearly, this app is just becoming a total AI operating system now, wouldn't you say?
That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. I'm going to put the Agent Studio in its own category all by itself because that's so specialized. Even before we start to talk about that, there's some shining stars out there that I think every business owner can really adopt in their business.
Well, where should somebody even think about getting started? I mean, I remember in one of the sessions they said, "Who's even using the AI features?" And it looked like it was less than half of the room. So
I was
clearly,
amazed
there's
by
a
that.
lot of people who still need to get started. So, what would you say would be a good place to get started putting into AI into your high level systems for 2026?
So what I would say, what has worked well for me and well for a lot of folks that I've helped over the past year is going to be four different AI pieces. One being AI in workflows. Now you can write emails in the workflows. You could
Hold on
make
for a second. I'm getting confused. AI in the workflows. What do you mean AI in the
so we can have
workflows?
AI actually in the workflows as one of the actions in the workflows and
So you mean if somebody like submits a form, right, triggers the workflow, the AI can analyze what the people are saying in the form and do something? Is that
and
what you're
even
saying?
write the response to an email there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
So
amazing.
that's a good place to start?
Yeah, that's amazing. So basically, when we do database reactivation as an example, we have AI in the workflow that makes decisions for us. That's one way that we can start. The second way that I feel is really, really, this suits every single business out there is using AI for your reputation management,
Reviews, right? You're talking
reviews,
about like Google reviews, that kind of stuff, Facebook
responding
reviews.
to reviews. 1.5-star increase in reviews, Nick, is 15,000 Google hits to your website.
Well, I think you told me earlier before we started filming that that probably is maybe the easiest prompting, the easiest way to just sort of like slide into the AI era with high level.
It's it's a 2 sentence prompt to do this. It's
Two
not
sentence prompt. Well, that's the good one right there.
That's it. That's your nugget.
So you might say that that's a good place to start, right, with the
Yes,
reputation management.
for
And
sure.
I was talking with Varun yesterday. He told me, and the Karan from the head of AI, he said they're getting a lot of traction on the voice AI. Is that a good place to start?
Well, the
Voice
voice AI
AI?
was right in there too. That's in my top 4. So I would say answering phone calls with AI is a game changer because it's answering 24/7. Most people only answer 33% of the calls. Now you're at 100% of the calls. No nights, weekends, holidays. The AI doesn't take off and it books to your calendar. And now it can be added on. Other features can be hooked into that as well.
I will say, I'm not oftentimes in America because I'm overseas. I'm here. I call so many places. Nobody is answering the
So
phone. So
everybody's using it.
clearly, I think this is well needed, right?
Yeah, for
So we got
sure.
the AI voice, which traditionally was incoming calls, right? It would answer the
Correct.
calls. Now I understand there's outbound calls. Is that a good place to start too? Like with outbound calls?
I would start inbound first, and then outbound is very special, a little bit more specialized. It's more or less you can use it for appointment reminders, obviously, but also you can do some proactive service reminders where people have businesses that need service every year. So at the 11th month mark, they're going to get a phone call. So keep that in mind as
All
well.
right. So we've got the first, you said the workflows, you said the reputation management, the voice AI. What else do you think would be good for the people just getting started to look
Conversational
at?
AI is a great place too.
Like
Everyone's
chatbots, right?
chatbots, but more than a chatbot, because we're going to be answering all of your social channels,
Yeah.
SMSs, and your website traffic, and doing it intelligently. And it's going to book to a calendar, and now multi-calendars.
Multiple calendars.
Multiple.
Oh my goodness. Well, all right. So is that your top four, or there's still more?
That's basically my top four. So it's going to be database reactivation, reputation management, voice AI, conversational AI. Those are the great benchmarks for every single business out there.
All right. So that's for people just getting started. Now, I know, Mike, you work a lot with the people who, not only with the people getting started, but with the people who are going into more advanced things.
For
And
sure.
the way I'm sort of seeing the AI roll out with high level is that it came out about a year ago, and that's the way they do it. They sort of put out the basic level features, and then they start to develop as it grows, right?
Yes.
So, and there have been a number of people like yourself who have gone into more of the advanced zone. They realize the limitations at the basic level are too limiting, and that's what most of the feature drop was about, was taking it all to the next level.
For sure.
So what kind of things are we seeing for those of the viewers out there that want to start taking things to the next level with AI and go high level?
Well, I'll tell you, the game changer for this whole summit, in my opinion, has been the Agent Studio. I mean, that thing is going to make everyone's life easier. It's a little bit higher learning curve.
What does this AI studio do? Because I haven't even had a chance to look at it. Is this for creators, or is this for agent building? What is the AI
So it's all of the
studio do?
above. It's a agent builder inside High Level. Will connect to any external platform that has API capability
Or MCP, right?
or MCP.
Yeah.
And it is an MCP as well inside, so it'll communicate in High Level.
Well, we're gonna have to talk about that MCP in a minute, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's hot.
It's hot. And then also they have image generation located inside the platform now with VO3, Google product.
I mean, a video.
Video, I'm sorry, video,
generation,
yes.
right?
Video. It also has image generation with DALL-E,
How you
OpenAI
get
product.
DALL-E? That's it? They don't have anything better than DALL-E?
That's what they're using.
Okay,
Then they
well,
have audio generation inside the platform, and also text generation inside the platform.
and how you pay for all this? Like, it sounds like this
So,
is great, but a lot of times
well, there is some good
I'm using
news.
these AI features, and that in
Yeah.
other apps, and you have to pay extra for that.
There is some good news. The High Level is not marking them up, so you're paying but per token. They have a chart. You're going to pay exactly what they're paying.
What
They're
high
passing
level,
that
like you
up.
get the wholesale rate, right?
You get the
the
wholesale
same
rate.
right?
Yeah, and actually, in some cases, it's cheaper than going through OpenAI direct. They've negotiated better rates.
I believe I asked Varun yesterday, or Karen, if the agencies can actually mark up when they sell it when they release it to their white label accounts, sub accounts. I believe you can mark this stuff up.
Yeah,
right?
so you can mark it up and then also, benefit on that end as
So
well.
you take the wholesale rate and then mark it up to the retail rate.
Correct.
Right. So Agent Studio, you say, stole the show. So what kind of things have you been doing with the Agent Studio?
So I've been
Maybe use
testing.
case,
Yeah,
use
I've been
case?
testing, Nick, this Agent Studio, like I said, for a few months now. So I built an agent prior to this summit to help with the development on the development side. And for example, I can go out and analyze YouTube channels, grab the transcripts, analyze them, rewrite transcripts, generate with my avatar, my audio, and then bring it back into Social Planner with B-roll and captions already done and posted to the Social Planner
My
automatically.
goodness, Michael, that just sounds so complicated.
Very simple.
Very simple. Well, I think you're going to be doing some follow-up.
Of course.
We're still here at the summit, just filming on the last day. And you're planning to do some content coming up on all of
For
these
sure.
new
More
features,
detail. What
right?
I've done, like what you're doing, is putting it out there, and now it's going to be deep dives from this point.
You're going to be doing some deep dives. So what do you think is going to be your focus as you start going into more depth about these new features. Where are you going to start?
Well, what I'd like to do, honestly, I want to make it easy for everybody. So starting at the basics and working up to advanced. So I'm going to do some content that's going to take somebody from zero to hero instantly and make it easy for them, a nice step by step, and they can progress and take their time.
Well, I will say that some of the takeaways, and I know you were sitting next to me during some of the talks, and particularly when we saw less than half of the room even touching the AI
I was shocked at
features.
that.
I saw Molly Mahoney. She was sort of saying that a lot of the people they look at these AI features and then they sort of go like, oh, they just get so freaked out by the AI features. What do you tell somebody who's freaking out when they start to look at AI like, no, I can't do it. It's just like that's not for me. What should they think?
I get that asked all the time. And I tell the agency owner, the business owner, small business owners, person that's just starting in high level, I tell them, go for it. You're not going to break anything here. So, you'll have plenty of time to experiment, fine tune before it even goes live. So there's nothing here that can't be reversed or stopped abruptly and start over. So experiment, set up a sub account or set up an account and maybe some agents that you test and make better and better for your agency or your small business, and play with them before you put them on the street.
All right. I mean, for the advanced folks out there, okay, and please don't go too deep on this because we don't want to lose the viewers. But I understand there's now a flow builder, okay, built in. I believe that's to which I'm not
On
sure
the
which element.
conversational AI,
Conversational AI. There's a
yes.
flow builder. Like, how should we even think of using a flow builder? Why is that a good thing?
So the flow builder gives you a nice visual representation of how that conversation is going to take place.
So sort of like the workflow, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a flow chart. It's
but
like a flow chart.
It's a workflow, but a workflow that's sort of associated with a conversation, right?
Correct, exactly. And
So
then
if they say this, then do this. If they say this, then do that. Right?
exactly. And then also you have a lot more workflow actions in there. So you can bring in external actions and all the workflow actions that most high levelers are used to in the workflow builder.
All right. So now I want to switch into what we talked about before. It was, hot, right? The MCP, which Model Context Protocol, right?
Correct.
That's what that stands for. Model Context Protocol, which is a fancy way of saying that you can hook up your brain, your AI brain in high level to other tools. Like, for example, what other tools can you connect to?
Well, I'll tell you, I was the first one when they first released MCP. Actually, even before they released HighLevel's MCP, I had my own MCP. I've done it with a new HighLevel MCP as well. I can control my whole HighLevel account just by using voice. So I can call it and say, bring me the count of Nick and tell me what stage of the pipeline.
So you could be in your car, call up your CRM and ask questions to your CRM, and they'll tell you, like, hey, I need the phone number for this one. And then they'll just.
Or even better than that, Nick, I can enter them into a workflow.
Tell them to dial the number. The thing
Tell them to
dial the number for you.
I've made it so they can dial the number and also pitch them on an offer, a specific offer.
So what I think is going to be happening, and you tell me if I'm right, that we are going to be moving away from interacting with the app where we look into the different the sidebar sections or at the top. We just start typing and chatting with the app or talking to the app, and the app talks back to us. It's going to be a total, like as we use ChatGPT to use our high level now.
Yeah,
right?
that's one use case for sure. Other use cases is those MCPs are an integration tool to
Other
thousands and millions of external tools, and the whole purpose of an MCP is not require a lot of programming. It's really one little small piece of it's basically like a URL. You paste it in, and now you're totally connected with another external.
I've done it before too, and I'm really seeing the power of this, and it's so easy.
It's so easy.
But so the other thing I heard they released, and I'm not sure a lot of people even really know about this, but if you go and you use ChatGPT, there's a feature that says connections,
yes,
or connectors, or connections.
Connections, yeah.
And now Lead Connector is going to be one of those connectors. I'm not sure if it's fully live yet, but what is that experience?
Yeah, it's
going
live
to be
for
like?
me.
Like if
so
I go to ChatGPT and I'm connected to high level, what does that mean?
So
like, what's going to happen?
I have my own account, my own OpenAI account is connected to HighLevel. So it's basically embedding OpenAI ChatGPT inside your HighLevel account.
And what does that allow me to do? Like I
So
can type and ask what?
I can actually do external research as an example, whereas HighLevel couldn't do that right now natively. So I can sit there and say, I can have an agent on OpenAI and say, I'm going to every single day, I can run a task on OpenAI and I can translate that into my HighLevel account as an
What
example.
would be an example of a task you would do that for? Like
So I could
maybe what new
say,
customers came in the last 24
or
hours?
even better yet, I could say, it could be something news related. I could say, hey, listen, based on this, what are home sales over the last 24 hours? Or perhaps what are stocks doing? What are
And
businesses
how does
doing?
that translate to my high level?
Well, I like because I can use that data and put it in fields and reference it. I can use it for content generation. But the other thing is I can hyper personalize content. So that's huge. So if I'm going to be speaking to a lead, your success rate when you hyper personalize is it goes through the roof. So
I mean,
that's huge.
I tell you, Mike, I'm still struggling a little bit to understand this, so I'm going to go a little
Yeah, yeah.
deeper. So if I'm in ChatGPT, I typically use ChatGPT and say, "Oh, write me a piece of content for my Facebook post."
Right.
Right now, I don't think I would need to contact High Level for that.
No.
For
But what
that,
if I said high level every single day? We ran a workflow and it said to ChatGPT, go ahead and go out there and survey every home sale in Dallas, Texas for the past 24 hours and give me pertinent data that you would need maybe to reference. And then you could reference that in emails. You can reference it in SMSs. You can reference it anywhere because you could pull that data that's live, basically, put it into fields and use it in other places in your high level account.
all right.
That's one
Well,
way.
with the MCP, like I'm very familiar with the MCP, but I haven't even used the connector. So, or the connection. So let's just say we have this example where I wake up in the morning, I have an online business. There's a lot of things going on while I'm asleep.
Of course.
I wake up in the morning and I say, I wonder what happened while I was asleep. How much money did I make? Or, what customers signed up? So I just go to ChatGPT. It's connected to High Level. I say, what happened in my
Yep.
business over the last 24 hours
You
while I was away from my business? And it will tell
you could
you,
do that
like,
as
these
well, yeah.
customers all came in.
You could do that
I
as
say,
well.
great. What happened with these customers that just came in? It will give a summary for each one, what happened,
Yeah,
right?
then you could take that data and say, "Okay, enrich that data based
Write an
on."
email to each of them to tell me,
Exactly.
the follow-up email that we need to be sending to them. It
Yeah,
will do that,
of
right?
course.
Because that's what I'm doing in MCP. So is the connections just like another form of
Yeah, but
MCP?
it's a little bit more customizable because on your MCP, yeah, you're able to type, via text or, so there, I mean, the possibilities are unlimited. I mean, listen, even MCPs, you can stack them. So you can have
Oh my
MCP on top
goodness.
of MCP. So
It's
the
what a
sky's the
time
limit.
to be
For
alive, huh?
sure. Oh, it's exciting.
Well, Michael, I really appreciate you sharing this stuff. And I mean, really, there are many, many layers we're going to have to drill down on
For
this.
sure.
And I look forward to your explanations. But before we wrap up, I really wanted to ask you a couple of personal things so the audience gets to know you a little bit more, right?
Sure.
I mean, you've only been on the scene for a few months and really becoming the top expert on AI business solutions using High Level and even other apps as well. So, how did you get into this? How long you been doing this AI? How come you're an expert so fast?
So I've been doing AI for about 4 years. Back then, you couldn't even people didn't even know how to spell AI. As
They
funny as that
didn't
is,
even know how to
that's
spell
4 years
AI.
ago. Nobody knew what AI really even was. It was very, very, it was just being, started really in the whole business aspect. And then essentially, I dove really deep into it, and that's been my passion for the last 4 years. And then I discovered High Level. And just like any high level user, I'm sure they're out there, Nick. You know this story, but you open up high level for the first time, you're
Overwhelmed,
overwhelmed.
right?
Yeah, you're like, what the heck did I just get into?
Mm.
And then I focused and drilled down into a very small feature set, and AI was included in that feature set. And I just fell in love with the voice stuff, and then it just kind of expanded from there. That's my recommendation to
And
anybody out
now
there.
you do a lot of big build outs, right? You're
Big build
doing
outs, enterprise build outs.
enterprise level build outs. You're using High Level at the enterprise level already now?
Yes, for sure.
That's awesome to
Yeah.
hear that this app is now being used at enterprise
Yeah,
level.
I know quite a few. I have a lot of my peers that I speak with. They're all using it, doing a lot of enterprise as well.
Well, I want to, you're from Florida, right? Former fireman. I know
Yes.
you were at the World Trade Center and
Yes, sir.
responding to that tragedy. I don't know how many years ago that's been, like maybe what, 25 years
Yeah,
ago?
20, I think it was 20,
And
yeah,
of course,
20,
we never forget. Okay. Thank you
obviously.
very much for your service. Okay. Public safety and public service It is a calling, and it's
Yeah.
great to see that you continue to do public service here in the high level community.
Yeah, I enjoy helping people.
Yeah. Well, I'll just wrap up by saying, Mike, we really appreciate all that you're doing. I know many in the community find your content to be very, very helpful, to understand this complication of the AI. It's not really that easy,
No,
right?
it's going to get easier. And I think, once you get into it, it's really not as complicated as when you first start, just like high level.
Well, one of the things I know I've showed you that some of the apps are doing, and I believe I've shared this with the high level team, they're working on getting this done too, is that these agents, we can actually turn the AI on itself. It's almost like an inner spiral, and we have the AI actually build out the whole thing. You just say, "Well, I'd like to remember that example." I say, "Oh, I
Yeah.
woke up in the morning and I'd like to know what are the customers what happened in my business over the last 24 hours, and then please summarize what's going on, and then tell me what I should do with this customer. If I need to send an email, draft the email." Right? You just put that like one sentence or two sentences into the app, and it builds the whole damn thing,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Or you think we're going to get to that level with high level?
Yeah, and I mean you just mentioned a really great technique, Nick, that I think everybody here would benefit from. So when I'm in basic Chat GPT and I'm having it write emails and it's something that I think may be valuable later, when I'm done with that chat, I don't erase it. I tell it to give me a prompt to replicate this process. So then I have a prompt that keep it in a Google Doc, and it's a prompt. So it's not necessarily that conversation, but it's the prompt that I can use later to do the exact same thing over and over.
Well, there's a lot of power with this high level app, okay, with this high
For
level
sure.
software platform, now becoming an AI operating system. And, for many of the people that come into this, they come into it as a business opportunity. They either have an agency already, they're entrepreneurs, they're creators, and they want to monetize online. Do you find these AI features to be something that can be monetized quite well?
Oh, for sure. And I did a program here. I think you are aware of that. I did a program on how to sell high ticket,
Speaking
high
here at the
dollars
summit,
at the
right? Speaking
summit.
here at the summit.
And I did a high ticket. I've also sold AI agents as
When
low
you say high
ticket.
ticket, what price?
10,000 and up for
10.
setup, and then a monthly reoccurring 3,000 per month. But it takes the right client. And then I've done the same program for low ticket, 1250 setup, 497 a month. You could
Mhm.
repeat that very easily. But you basically
So the numbers are pretty big with the AI. These numbers you're throwing around, they're not like $97, $197. You're saying $10,000, 497. Like, what do we? AI puts you into a whole another higher price point.
yeah, and you sell it as a bundle. So it's never like I'm going to go out and sell an AI feature alone. It's always as a bundle. So the four things that we started this conversation off with,
Yeah.
that would be a great bundle
And
to
just to
start
remind the
with.
audience, that was
Reputation management, database reactivation, voice AI, conversational AI bundle.
and I think I remember from your talk, you said, look, you sell the bundle. And if the people don't want to have the voice, they
Same
say they want a
price.
discount. You say it's the
Same
same
price.
price. And then
Same price.
they end up taking it
Yeah.
because you don't lower the price,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Same price.
So one of the things that as I've talked to a number of agency owners, and I really want to have your perspective on this, because this is something that is, I believe, a very critical point if you're going to start implementing AI into your business solution offering.
Right.
And that is that you talk to the customers, they say, okay, we want to have this, right? You build it for them. You just don't deliver it. There's a testing element. The testing could take longer than the building. And then once it's delivered, it's not like, okay, here you go, we never talk to you again. There's almost like monthly maintenance involved with these AI products, which you also have to build into your pricing. That's why the
Correct.
pricing is higher, right?
Well, yeah. So you have a setup, which I think every business owner is perfectly fine with that. So if I could give anybody out here some advice, I would say put your setup costs a little bit higher.
At what
Most
level you think?
it
You're
depends.
doing 10,000,
Yeah,
but
but it depends on the client.
mm,
So, a client that's potentially selling a $40,000 sale is totally different than somebody that's selling something at $50. So, it's all going to depend on the business. I don't recommend, if you're selling AI services, take your pricing off your website, and each one of those are going to be customized to that particular client. But also, you know, they're going to pay the setup, Nick. They don't have a problem with that. It's totally custom. They realize you're going to have to put in work to get it to work with their specific business. The heartache usually comes in the reoccurring at the end, where you said, hey, listen, remember you said that after testing, we want to monitor that. I consider it,
That's ongoing. Like,
yeah,
you have a website, you just don't like forget it. You
optimization,
have to have people
maintenance.
keep maintaining it.
Yeah,
right?
maintenance and optimization. Why? And then you have to explain to the client that, these tools are changing every single day, every single minute almost.
Upgrades,
Yeah.
right?
Maybe they're running ads, ad algorithms change, models of AI change. So that if you don't do that, they will have a car with the wheels falling off of it in a few months.
And then they'll cancel.
Because it's not working properly.
Yeah.
But also, when you deliver this product, you got to be on your toes. You have to be able to monitor it closely for the first few months and make sure it's doing what it should be. Because even though you tested it in a controlled environment, doesn't mean it's going to operate like that, because people talk to voice agents a different way, maybe interact with the chat a different way. So you have to monitor it as well.
All right. Lastly, for many people doing this, then fulfilling on these kind of products, maybe I learned a little bit more and I want to do some of this, but really I'm the kind of guy, I like to have a team, and I'm not really sure how easy it is to find people with the skills for this right now. So what would somebody do if they're thinking like, okay, I'm interested, but I just can't really find the people to do this for me? How are we addressing that gap now?
So what I would suggest to everyone listening, the first thing you have to do is don't procrastinate. Get it launched. That's step one. Don't
Or start playing at least.
Don't even be scared. Get it sold. That's first step. That's the hardest step. To fulfill it is the easy part. There's plenty of providers out there in the directory. We do it for other agencies. Nick, I never thought I'd be dealing with another agency owner when I first started this. I thought, these guys are going to be competitors.
You're supporting other agencies now.
Yeah, so we do that. But the thing is the selling is the hard part. Fulfilling is going to be the easier part. So you'll find a fulfillment partner that you know and trust, and then also work yourself in with your team to learn it as they go.
Yeah. I mean, what I've been doing with my team is I actually am like scheduling sessions to begin to build their skills, because I don't think I can sit and wait for other people to be doing it. I need to build and that's how I did it with HighLevel. Now I'm going to do it with the HighLevel.
Well, I mean, I'll give you a quick tip that would help every single person here. What I would suggest is we just finished this AI contest for HighLevel. Everybody,
congratulations on the win, $10,000.
Thank you very much. So we just finished this AI contest, which allowed all the participants to post voice agents, conversational agents on the marketplace and make those free, because that was a prerequisite for the contest. I have about 250 on the marketplace. I'm not going to make those paid. You can go on there, take them down, use them as samples, analyze them, see how they're set up, repurpose them, and make them theirs.
So what you're saying is you have already built 250 voice agents for various niches,
correct?
Right?
Yes.
And that they are all posted in the marketplace,
free.
Now, the app marketplace, free of charge. I remember I spoke to you were charging $69 for these. Yeah. What happened to the $69?
I made them free for everybody.
You decided to just give them all away,
yes.
Right? My goodness, Mike, that is one of the things that everybody says about you in this community, is that you are so generous. So on behalf of all the people who are going to be going to get those apps, thank you very much for doing that.
You're welcome.
And thank you very much for coming onto the show. And thank you very much for doing all of that you do for this community.
You're very welcome.
We look very much forward to seeing all of your content coming out on what the new feature drop is, and how we can start incorporating AI into our Go HighLevel offering, and beginning to think that we are now delivering an AI operating system.
It's really going to be exciting over the next 6 months.
What a time to be alive.
For sure.
So anyway, thank you very much, Mike. Okay, it's great having you on the show, and I look forward to more collaborations.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks again.